regular meeting of the City Commission to order is Tuesday, December 2nd at 6 o'clock. If you would please rise for the invocation, followed by the pledge. I want to thank my pastor, Sam Opperly, for coming and giving us the invocation tonight. Thank you.
Let us pray. Gracious God, we come together this evening in the spirit of service to the city of Mulberry. We thank you for the privilege of gathering in this space and for the blessings you have put upon this community. Grant our commissioners wisdom and clarity as they consider the matters before them. Help them seek fairness, understanding, and common good. May their words be respectful, their thoughts and actions to you, and let their hearts be guided to a desire to strengthen our community. We ask protection over our residents, our first responders, and all those who call this place home. In your name, amen.
Amen. Join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. Roll call, Madam City Clerk.
Commissioner Ayerson?
Here.
Commissioner Borsagi?
Here.
Commissioner Devine?
Here.
Commissioner McDonald? Here. Commissioner Smith?
Here.
Mayor Hatch?
Here.
City Manager Johnson?
Here.
Assistant Attorney Crawford?
Present.
First on the agenda is our minutes from our November the 18th meeting. What's your pleasure, Commissioner?
I have a question.
Okay.
Sorry. On page, well, it doesn't have a page number, but under the city manager comments, it helped me understand, it reads that he was paid for and completed around August 2024, but I didn't hear him say it was paid for last time.
The percentage of it was paid for, but it was not completed.
Thank you. I didn't know if you want to correct
So
that.
does that need to be amended?
Well, this is written that it's paid for.
Or we paid for
We
what we
paid
did?
for what they did.
Partial. We have unpaid, is there some unpaid, or is it all?
It was not completed.
It wasn't completed, so we didn't pay them the full amount. Do I have a second to approve the minutes?
Sarah?
Okay. Been moved and seconded that they be approved as distributed. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Come on down, Miss Laura. Before she starts, I would ask, thank everybody for coming and ask you to silence your electronic devices if you have not. Thank you.
Good evening, Laura Holton, Library Director.
Is it not working?
Some pictures from our programs in November. First one, these are pictures from our adult programs. Jen, go ahead next. Our high school and middle school programs. Next. Our elementary programs. Elementary program. Our Saturday family programs. Our 2 story times, the bilingual and our preschool story time. And we were invited to Purcell and Willow Oak for the Great American Teach-In. So Sarah did story time. Our calendar for December. And some special highlights from December. We are doing a class on December 15th, Monday at 10 a.m. on how to detect if a photo is AI created or not, since it's becoming more difficult. And it changes daily. That will at least give some people some tips to kind of know if it is AI created or not. Excited about this one. So Jane Austen turns 250 years old. If she was still alive, she's not. But our Friends of the Library is helping to sponsor this. So we, in partnership with Studio 37, the Gym Theater, will be showing Sun's out. Pride and Prejudice on Jane Austen's birthday, Tuesday, December 16th at 1 p.m. We will have trivia, a craft to do, and our friends has sponsored food that you would have like at a high tea. So Sweet Magnolias is sponsoring the snacks. And then on Thursday, over at Studio 37, you can learn how to waltz. So Catherine has lined up someone that will teach us how to waltz, and that's going to be on Thursday. So it's celebrating Jane Austen that week. And then here's what we're doing for our adult book clubs. And then for the kids, we're excited to bring back our story time with Santa. We took a couple years off, and it's back. And so again, we will have story time with Santa on Wednesday, December 17th at 3:30 upstairs in the Civic Center. And we will have, Santa will be giving out books sponsored by the Friends of the Library. And then our two bilingual programs, so on our elementary program on Thursday, and then the Saturday Explorer story, they are doing the legend of the candy cane. It's an interesting story if you've never heard about the legend of the candy cane or why we have candy canes. And so they are going to be doing some activities. And then our bilingual program on Saturday will be doing a craft around the book that's featured. And then during Christmas break, we will have activities every day centered around Dogman, because Dogman is very popular, if you haven't heard of Dogman. Very popular with the elementary kids, so we have an activity every day. And then on New Year's Eve at noon, or it starts at 11, but we will be celebrating New Year's Eve with Studio 37 at the Civic Center with Dogman activities. So it'll be a Dogman, really hard to say, New Year's Eve party, but we have something every day for the kids during Christmas break. That is December at the library. And we finally were able to order books. The company we were ordering from went out of business due to a lawsuit. Over a 100-year-old company, largest book distributor for libraries, went bankrupt, but now we have a new vendor, and I ordered books last week and today, so we will have new books finally coming into the library.
Thank you. Chelsea, come on down.
Good evening, Commission. Chelsea, I'm Director of Culture and Programming. Happy December. Hard to believe that we're there and we decided this isn't working. All right, Jen, take it away. Sure.
Not wanting to cooperate.
I'm the same way. It's okay. I can tell you what we've got going on if you want. Thank you.
There we go.
All right, we had a large amount of tours this past month, ranging from elementary schools all the way to some senior groups. It's been a blast. Go ahead, Jen. We closed out our last exhibit at the Cultural Center, which was The Pursuit of Happiness. We sold almost 50 pieces in that show, which is great. That's a record for us. It was a beautiful show. It did close the day before Thanksgiving. Next slide, Jen. We were at, we hosted Art Crawl's Art Wars, which is a really large event. It's one of the largest ones in Central Florida for emerging artists. And it was, so our part of it was, we made boxes of found objects. So bouncy balls, playing cards, doilies, and the artists had 4 hours to create these large scale pieces, and we hosted that as part of the whole event, which has lots of featured artists. But we were also able to promote what we have going on, and a lot of those artists do partner with us later. So it was a really great day. My team was really gracious and worked on a Sunday, which I appreciate, and it was awesome. We didn't have any pictures, but we were also at the Great American Teach-In for Purcell and the middle school. Thank you. We hosted our last watercolor workshop of Watercolor Wilderness series. It was our last one was our biggest turnout. It was great. We went into the woods in 2 pieces. We will be bringing back another workshop in 2026 due to the increased interest. Thank you, Jen. We also host another paint-along with Jillian, our guest artist. Those continue to sell out, so if you are into paint-alongs, you're going to want to snag those up on Eventbrite as soon as they get announced. Thank you, Jen. Rock and Learn at the museum, great attendance. Lauren took the kids and examined earth science with hands-on activities. Which I know thank you, I wasn't at the last meeting, but it was mentioned. So the Gym Theater took up the call that the Community Service Center had sent out in need of food supplies due to the SNAP program being cut for some, but also just the holidays are a big demand for resources. So we hosted 2 Jawsome movies. We did The Edge and Jaws to take a bite out of hunger, so admission was just the donation of canned goods. We had the picture kind of cuts it off, but the entire lobby banister was covered with food. We had so much, and thank you to Commissioner McDonald who brought in 3 big old bags. I was very pleased with the turnout from everyone. I think every person who came brought at least 5 items instead of just 1. And we also, if you brought in 5, you were entered into the raffle. It was great. We also hosted Dinner and a Movie of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, which is maybe the quintessential Thanksgiving movie, another sold-out event for us. I do want to bring attention to the decorations. Bonnie in my department and Shar just always knock it out of the park, but they made those snow globes and your boarding pass to get in. So when you come to the gym, it's more than just seeing a movie. It's a full sensory experience, including those little details that we like so much. Coming up, we do have the day after the cookie stroll. I will not be hosting it. It's another one with Jillian. Deck the Halls, a paint-along. I do think we actually might be sold out for that one already as well. We also will be having a holiday paint party where you can come by and grab paint by number kits or create with us. It's a drop-in 12 to 3, so if you're looking for some holiday de-stressing of some paint-along activities for all ages, all skill levels. I'm still working on the one from Halloween. It was so intricate, but we will have ones that are easy for young artists or those of us who maybe don't want a billion paint by number slots. We also, for our 11th year, it's hard to believe, but our 11th Merry and Bright will open Thursday at the Cultural Center. These are our student artists. We would love to have you there for our cookies and punch reception from 5 to 6:30. It is a little earlier for that one, but yeah, 11 years of Mulberry artists being featured. We're very proud. And on Friday is the Christmas tree lighting and cookie stroll in the downtown area in the park that we own. All exciting new developments. So the high school will be kicking us off with musical performances with also the reading of the Christmas story. That is limited, so if you want to try to get in, it's first come, first serve, grab your chairs. But afterwards, we will have the official tree lighting in the park with Purcell leading music before that. Then the jazz band immediately after during the cookie stroll, which is like trick-or-treating for cookies throughout our downtown businesses, as well as our nonprofits that will have pop-up stops. So we are looking forward to it. The time is 6 to 7:30, Friday, December 5th. And the next week on Saturday will be our Christmas parade with the theme All Creatures Great and Small. Our Grand Marshal this year will be the Mulberry Press, honoring their achievement of 40 years. So congratulations to them and thank you for being a part of it. And like we said, the theme is All Creatures Great and Small, so that can be your furry friends or just the animals living in your home that you call your family. We want to see everyone out there. It kicks off at the high school at 6 with the Village. I think that's the next slide. Yeah, and the Village will be happening immediately after, but you can always start there too if that's where you want to end your night. We will have all the usuals. Santa will be there. We will have Just for Kids is doing s'mores again. Lots of vendors. We are at complete maxed out for vendors. We have a wait list that I don't think we're going to get to many of them. I think we're way over 60, so it'll be a great night. At the gym on December 19th, we will have Grinchmas, so we will be showing the movie, and we'll have craft and snack before. This is also the early release date before the holiday break. So if you are looking for something to do with your kids before you have them for the holidays, come hang out with us for the Grinch at the gym. Thank you. And exciting, this is, tickets are going really fast. If you haven't already gotten this ticket for an Elvis Gospel Christmas for welcoming back Dwight Eisenhower for his Elvis tribute that is the gospel music of Elvis. It's perfect for this season. This would be a great early gift. $20 is one of the cheapest tickets to see Dwight. It's definitely worth it. Go on our website to grab tickets to that December 20th. I don't think it's getting close. The VIPs, I think, are all gone. And then Mrs. Claus will return again to her favorite museum. She is a paleontological enthusiast. Little known fact. On Tuesday, December 23rd, 11 till 12, we'll have hot chocolate, holiday craft station. She'll share some stories, but we'll also be able to get your last minute letters to Santa if maybe your family is like mine and you forgot to do that until the Tuesday before Christmas. We've got you. And she'll take them straight to the big man himself. So come on to the museum at 11 on December 23rd. And then that's it, y'all. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Can't wait to celebrate with you in all the wonderful ways that we will. And then I'll see you in the new year. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's do it.
Good evening, everyone. Julie Tubb, the concerned citizens of Mulberry and surrounding areas, and Post Office Box 34. To our mayor, to all our commissioners, city manager, city clerk, city attorney. The podium looks great. Everybody's here. So glad to see everybody. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. And it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas around here in town. City Hall, you're all decked out again for the sacred holiday, Christmas. Now the community report for December the 2nd, 2025. Our city concerns. To our award-winning city manager and his team of outstanding commissioners, it's the Christmas bells that ring for your hard work, for your outstanding leadership, of making our city ring with pride, dignity, for what you have as a city manager and your team of commissioners have accomplished here. We want to keep such pride and dignity here. Our apologies to you, our city manager, if you felt that you didn't deserve to retire. Our apologies to you, city manager, if you felt that you didn't deserve to have special attention to your mom. We all love our moms. We do apologize if you felt that we thought it wasn't befitting for you to care about your aging mom and give her the best attention. But we do, as citizens, feel that you deserve every happiness. We feel as citizens that you deserve to show all the love to your mom. And if it seems selfish, please forgive us. But we cannot apologize for showing our feelings, our deepest desire that you please consider staying as our city manager. We offer these suggestions. I don't know whether I'm in order or not, but this is what concerned citizens would like to see. With the permission of the commissioners. Give our manager 3 or 4 days, week off with pay, and make a workable schedule for him to spend as much time with your mom. Our organization is willing to help donate money. We do that. We're willing to help in any way we can that you stay as our city manager. Well, one thing I like to say, concerned citizens, we wrote Mr. Johnson a letter. I'll read it. The concerned citizens of Mulberry and surrounding areas, Inc. Post Office Box 130, Mulberry, County. Zip code, phone number, date, November the 15th. Rick Johnson, City Manager, Mulberry, Post Office Box 747. And by the way, Mr. Johnson had the same, the City Hall had the same address as mine, because I'm 707. Dear Mr. Johnson, I'm writing you this letter on behalf of the concerned citizens of Mulberry and surrounding areas, Inc. and the entire community of Mulberry. That's Mulberry, that's us, that's us, that's us. Our hearts are saddened, Mr. Johnson, and we are beseeching you, just like Paul's in the Bible was beseeching the Romans to get saved. Do you please consider withdrawing your decision to retire from your position as city manager of Mulberry for the following reasons? Number one, your managerial skills have been exemplary, Mr. Johnson, during your entire tenure in Mulberry. Your outstanding leadership, Mr. Johnson, your teamwork, your leadership skills are always reflected in your daily operation of the city and the work ethics of your employees. Your kindness, Mr. Johnson, to the community, to the organizations, not just concerned citizens, churches, pastors, already known, schools, and needy families, and of course the homeless will always be appreciated. Your knowledge and skills in finance, that the city, ain't broke, city planning, construction, and in all phases are what it takes, Mr. Johnson, to manage and visualize the potential of Mulberry in the community. Has led to an unparalleled growth. You know what? You see the growth here, the development that we have now witnessed in prior years of the city. I grew up here. I already know the inside and outside of Mulberry. I know the din and the wind. I grew up with the parks and stuff, sidewalks. No affordable homes for us. We all live in shotgun houses. Just a quick tour will highlight obvious improvements of the downtown. You know what it is. It's the Home Depot. Let's get to it. New businesses, new homes, improved public image, and more. What was considered a once, and I know I've lived here, quite sure you have here, a dying community, doomed almost, unproductive community, and now we are thriving, Mr. Johnson. We are thriving. And it's a great place to work, to live, educate our children, to eat out, and enjoy life. Mr. Johnson, we're looking forward to the great changes that will come with the completion of the new city hall. We can't wait. The civic center, the sheriff department. This is your vision, Mr. Johnson. The dirt is out there. The bulldozer, I'm going by looking. I don't know about back construction, but I'm going back looking. And we want you, Mr. Johnson, to complete it. Please, Mr. Johnson, complete it. Furthermore, we ask you that you kindly consider this matter and accept our plea to have you continue as our city manager. Sincerely, Secretary President, L.C. Smith, the Secretary. Our school concerns. We know there was a scare last month. One of our local schools, Mulberry High School, had a school threat. Somebody was a live shooter. Of course, concerns us was a concern. We called Sean, we called Commissioner keeping check as to what was happening. And so thank God that it did come into reality. Thank God it wasn't in our community as in other towns. So now, things is back to normal, and we're so glad the children are learning. They're almost going to the second semester pretty soon. pretty soon it'll be graduation, it'll be prom time. School will be out. Our store program is still doing well. We thank everybody, all our volunteers out there, you know what you do, we're just so happy that you donate to us. All the donors, snacks, Commissioner, both our commissioners, Commissioner Masadi and her husband, they donate the art supplies, bringing things that needed. Commissioner Neal bring us snacks, all the snacks today. Sheriff Department managed got a load of stuff today. About 30 boxes last time, and canned versus fruit. Everybody just donate. Appreciate all our volunteers, tutors, parents, everybody that donates to SOAR in our city. We'll always be grateful to our city. For our 30-year vision became under the LLC because of Mr. Johnson, the city, approving City of 37, which is, hey, let's give a hand clap like that. Others does a great job, all y'all. Make city. So we thank you for everything. And this goes on and on. American Legion's Post 72, they always there. Everybody just looks to help the soil. And we appreciate it. Community safety. We do appreciate our sheriff department. Not because she bring us goodies, but because she keeps our community safe. Come on. Here, y'all give me that. For their hard work. In our schools, community citizens, as safe as possible as they can, because there's craziness in the world today. Now, community events in Hamptons, past and present. Our hearts were saddened at the loss of Mr. Clifton Lewis. I don't know whether you know him or not, but most people have heard him on him. He was the founder of the Brown House Festival in Bartow. The Brown House Museum, which was the old slave home, was about to be destroyed. And with his expertise, knowing all about Florida history, he was able to save and preserve it. It is now a museum, and also it is the Brown House Black History Festival of the year. That we appreciate his expertise in helping us get some tips as to how to do our festival. We're in the 24th year. Because Mr. Clifton, let's hear from him that helping us. And he'll go down in history as one of the finest, well-renowned African-American historian. Not only African-American historian, but he's right along with Mr. Richard Pfeiffer. Y'all know Mr. Richard, he knows Mulberry up and down Pierce, and so does Mr. Clifton. They both with equal in their knowledge of history. Thanksgiving is gone. We're just so happy that nobody in Mulberry was hungry. Nobody. If they did, I didn't know nothing about it. And it shouldn't have been, because Mulberry Community Service Centers gave out food, boxes of turkey. Mr. Johnny Carter gave out hot turkey meals. Concerned Citizen gave out $35 gift cards that they can purchase.
Topper's Pizza.
Topper's Pizza, yeah, thank you, my friend. Got to put that in my notes, but Topper's Pizza was right there. So there were lots of food. Neighbors being neighborly, giving out food. Citizens in their 90s and 100s. We do have a lady that's 104. Still in her right mind, Miss Annie Howard. Hopefully she'll live for the gospel. Still in her right mind. She got a turkey, and the others that's in their 90s. I got good Thanksgiving. And all other families that were in need. Johnny Carter gave out hot meals to all the seniors. Mulberry is a blessed place. Nobody goes hungry either. Concerned Citizens, as I say, gave out gift cards. Now Thanksgiving is gone and Christmas is coming, and the same will repeat. Needy families, everybody that's in need. Christmas trees, today we gave out Christmas trees thanks to our needy families that need Christmas trees. Thanks Mr. Sean for getting those things ready, and thanks Mulberry community service centers donating. They can even let everything, the trimmings and all go with the trees, so how happy the parents were. And also, I'd like to say, go back to piggyback, the parents were very grateful, but we had food boxes, all the kids got food boxes to take home. And one parent with 5 kids were very thankful. She said, my stamps didn't come. So this is a good thing. And so we just are so proud of Mulberry for what we do for our community. I'm just gonna do this one more time. For our community. We do thank Miss Chelsea, you know, she's top for all she does. I won't repeat what she said, but we know the events that's coming up, we can't wait for those Christmas events that's coming up. She does a great job with her committee. We thank her. And we cannot forget the city hall guys, Mr. John and all the guys. Jason, I'm just trying to keep my tail back. So Jason, let's hear it for them. They were hopping these like that. Making our city looks good. We thank y'all getting the park ready for Miss Chelsea's program, the Christmas tree lighting and everything. It's gonna look nice. So we appreciate everybody, what everybody does here for our city. Still around, culture festival plans are still going. We appreciate the city for allowing us to use the park again. All right, we get ready to 7th. We hope our city officials will be able to attend. But anyway, we also, our hearts were sad at the loss of our commissioners. We had 2 commissioners who loved ones. Love was shown to them. Coach lost his sister, and Commissioner McDonald lost her mother-in-law, so our hearts still go out to them and the loss, and we know everybody did show their love. Are there any questions? If not, this is my report. God bless our city, our community, our citizens. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank you.
Next on the agenda is update on the PRWC, is that Ms.
Yeah,
Larson?
that's me.
Go ahead.
I'll try to get up a little closer here. They held elections on November 19th at the PRWC meeting. Winter Haven, Nate Burzon has taken over now for Nate Burzon. Has succeeded the retiring Phil Mutz as chairman. Mike Music is going to take his role there at the meeting. The true-ups and suggested water rates increases have gone out to the full member cities. Mulberry is still an associate, so it does not apply to us. The board's challenge to Tampa Bay water concerning the Alpine River is still ongoing. Future projects are including an investigation to turn former Mosaic property into a reservoir, revising the Peace River minimum flow by another 1 million gallons or more, maybe less, and construction has started on another 2 deep draw wells and a testing well, bringing the count up to 5 wells and 2 testers. Now there's discussion and drilling into a 3rd aquifer. All this while not knowing whether the 2nd one is going to work or not. And off track here, I'll just say, as custodians of our government, of our community, and of this good earth, we do have a responsibility to future generations, but we also have a responsibility to our current generation and also to this earth, this planet. So the question I've always asked them is not only the financial impact upon our citizens, where some cities will be more crushing than others, but also the impact to the planet that's been, the planet that has been nobody's ever examined whether this is going to work and what it's going to do to our planet. And we only have one Earth here. So if you're pulling water from the second, now you're talking about pulling water from the third. Only 2 people have ever answered the question about financial impact, or have ever worried about the financial impact on our citizens, and no one has answered my question on what might happen to our one and only planet Earth, again, except say, well, it should be okay. I can't accept that. That's just an answer that I've asked them about several times, and I keep getting the same answer, and that's just unacceptable. What means, well, it should be okay? Anyway, I probably shouldn't have added that part in there, but these meetings continue to be cheerleading sessions, and they continue to have a financial impact that keeps going higher and higher. And nobody wants to know what's going to happen to the citizens that are here now and what's going to happen to this earth. So that's all I've got to say.
Commissioner Marsotti,
Yes.
can you go forward? Can you provide us with the financial impacts? Just so we know what we're looking at, please.
Our financial impacts right now, of course, if we become full members, is you're going to see water raise up. We go to 12 million. Instead of 2 million, we're in it for 12 to 22. Now, this number keeps rising. It has come down a little bit, but they say they found $50 million, and that's going to be refunded through the true-ups. But then they turn around and, well, this project's gonna cost another $490 million, and this one's cost another $49,000, and this one's gonna cost $3 million. So the impact to us here in Mulberry, we're a smaller community. We have 4,500 people, give or take. We're not Lakeland, we're not Winter Haven. We don't have this mass of construction going on. We don't have the impact fees that's gonna cover this. We don't have the number of people to prorate this multi-million dollars out to. Our up close and personal thing would be our water rates go up 5 times whatever you're paying now. And that's on the good end. So if we don't do something, get it under control, right now, Mulberry is living within its means when it comes to water production. We're okay. As long as they hold to their agreement, we're going to be fine. But we can live within our means without having the blowout that a lot of other cities have. Now, on that, so many other communities right now are now questioning what's going on with the water situation. They're questioning how come commissions are okay in this massive building. How come suddenly what used to be an orange grove is now going to be multiple complexes. And I think people are just starting to hear more and starting to become more aware and starting to listen to more of what's going on around them. We can only hope. Did that answer your question? Sorry.
Yeah. And I'd just like to know what the financial impact would be for our city. But you answered that, so you're good.
Okay. Any other questions?
How did you get that number? How did you source it? That would be our financial amount.
Just by facts and figures of what's been coming down the pipe for the last 4 months, 5 months. I can't pull it out and print for you, but if you want me to, I'll research it out and send you the whole paperwork.
How did you do
We
that?
have-
Instead of.
It's on the graphs. All you have to do is
Right,
take a
it's
look
on
at
the
where
But it
where
doesn't have
is.
a number for us because
Because we're not a part of it, right? But if we were, that's where the numbers are coming from. Just because what we would have to pay into PRWC and what we would have to pay from backwards.
The way I understand it, you gotta pay those back to your fees
Right.
also.
Some of them, depends upon what your water needs would be, Mayor, but yeah, you'd have to pay back in. There's a penalty amount that you would pay, but it's based upon how much you would take. Yeah.
And then if the water is brackish, gets here, you gotta build a plant to treat it.
Right.
That's true.
And this is the, odd thing, as their suit with the,
tell you that.
Tampa Bay Water is going, they say right there in print, they're not even sure that these wells are going to work. That they're going to be able to refine this brackish water to become potable. But we're still not press forward, we're still up to the $1 billion mark, and we're still going to drain deeper into the earth. And while I'm on that subject, it's like all these papers here, can we do this online? Because, I mean, how many trees are we killing here? Here, let me be a tree hugger for a minute there, but it's much easier to read online, isn't it? So, that's good, sorry.
Any more questions for Commissioner Versailles on the CRMZ? Thank you. I'll turn it over to our lawyer.
Thank you, Mayor.
First ordinance.
We have 4 items of formal business on the dais tonight. Mayor, the first one is ordinance number ORD 2025-09. An ordinance of the City of Mulberry, Florida relating municipal approval of plats and replats of land, implementing section 177.0714 statutes 2025, creating section 7050103, and amending section 70502, 7050501, 7050502, 7050601, 7050602, 7050603, and 7050701. The Unified Land Development Code of the City of Mulberry, Florida, providing for designation of administrative official to receive, review, and process submittals for final plat and replat approval, modifying articulating requirements for performance security, modifying articulating requirements for final plat application and approval standards for review, procedures, timeframes, and effects of administrative action, harmonizing related provisions of the Unified Land Development Code of the City of Mulberry, Florida, providing for codification of the Unified Land Development Code of the City of Mulberry, Florida, providing for an effective date. Mayor, this item is on for second reading and public hearing.
And what is it?
This, Mayor, is the ordinance that changes your land development code from being a city commission plat approval driven process to an administrator plat approval driven process. It's designed to comply with 2025 legislation that mandates that we, effective July 1, have an administrative approval process in place for plats, final plats. We've done so since July using a resolution. This formalizes it in the Unified Land Development Code. Key things in here, it changes all those references dealing with plat approval has to go to the city commission for this, and plat approval has to be submitted, and it ultimately says you submit a plat to the administrative authority. The administrative authority deems that plat application complete. They have to submit a response within so many days. And what we anticipate will happen is that plats will now likely be approved with conditions, and there'll be certain things they have to do to make sure that they're fully compliant with Chapter 177 of the Florida statutes. But we don't anticipate that you will be signing plats anymore or anything to that effect. It will all happen in the planning office.
Good. What's your pleasure, Commissioner? Move for approval. I've heard Commissioner Devine and then Commissioner Ayersman. Just a second. Anybody in the audience wish to speak to this? Seeing nobody approaching, we'll vote. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passed. What's the next one?
Thank you, Mayor. Next item of business is ordinance number ORD 2025-10, an ordinance of the City of Mulberry, Florida relating to mandatory structural inspections for condominium and cooperative buildings, implementing subsection 553-88911 Florida Statutes 2025, creating section 6-7 of the Code of Ordinances of the City of Mulberry, Florida, requiring condominiums, cooperative associations, and owners subject to mandatory structural inspections to schedule or commence repairs for substantial structural deterioration within 365 days after the city's receipt of a Phase 2 inspection report, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, providing for codification of the administrative correction of scrivener's errors, providing for an effective date.
Now, play the game about condos.
Yes.
We don't have.
We do not have them,
We're
that's
just-
correct.
We're just doing what the state wants us to do.
The state,
Playing the game.
the state requires us to adopt this ordinance before January 1 of 2026. This ordinance has been adopted in a number of other communities, Mayor, and some of them have made the news where they're promoting condominium safety, but this is a required this is a required element from the state building code perspective. Essentially, if there's a cooperative or a condominium that's over 3 stories in height, they have to do certain milestone inspections. And if milestone inspections reveal substantial deterioration, that report has to be filed with the local building inspector. The building inspector then makes sure that repair happens within a 1-year period. That's what this ordinance does.
Yeah, John said he would inspect all condos over 3 stories.
Super.
Hey, I got a quick question, Drew. How
Yeah.
does this, I know this is specific to the condos.
Sure.
The seaside thing or whatever they call it.
It is, it's the Surfside, yeah.
So, how does this relate, or does it, and if it doesn't, why wouldn't it relate to apartment buildings that are over 3 stories?
Yeah, it's a great question. Apartment buildings are owned by a single entity, single person. Townhomes similarly are owned in fee underlying it. Condo owners usually, as a cooperative, own the fee, and so sometimes, and it's managed by a board. My guess is that the board function doesn't necessarily operate well to notify homeowners that there's substantial deterioration. Boards don't want to make assessments because that drives up the price of condominiums, and then the condo goes down and people don't contribute and all sorts of things like that. So my thought is that condos and cooperatives, it's just mandatory that they do these inspections now. That's part of due diligence, part of the information process. Apartments, on the other hand, the apartment owner would probably be liable to its residents.
But they could deteriorate in the
Equally.
same manner, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and I would certainly recommend that the apartment owners are scheduling inspections regularly to determine the structural integrity of their units. Yep.
All right, Commissioner, what's your pleasure on this one?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Smith, seconded by Commissioner McDonald. Anybody in the audience wish to speak to this ordinance? Seeing none, we will vote. All in favor say aye. Opposed? It's passed.
Thank you, Mayor. The third item of formal business tonight on the dais is ordinance number ORD 2025-11, an ordinance of the city of Mulberry, Florida relating to certified recovery residences, implementing subsection 397.48715 Florida statutes 2025, amending section 2.02.02 of the Unified Land Development Code of the city of Mulberry, Florida, to clarify that special needs facilities may be certified, licensed, or registered by the state of Florida, creating section 202.02.01 of the Unified Land Development Code of the city of Mulberry, Florida, providing procedures for handling and processing requests for accommodation from the city's Land Development Code, providing for codification in the Unified Land Development Code of the city of Mulberry, Florida, providing for conflicts, providing for severability, providing for the administrative correction of scrivener's errors, providing for effective date.
More than this one.
Certified recovery residences or sober homes. Our understanding is, based on the legislative history, that there was an epidemic of sober homes that has occurred. Sober homes are transition homes between traditional inpatient confinement facilities that have restrictions on movement and free movement. Sober homes are usually run by a certified property manager or certified home manager. With the opioid epidemic recently, we understand that in South Florida, particularly Palm Beach County and Broward County, there was a rash of these homes that popped up, and so this is a push by home or owners to make sure that they can operate their business. You in Mulberry already have provision for these types of group homes of various sorts. You just call them special needs facilities. And you say that they are you say that they are either registered or licensed by the state. We're adding the term certified onto that list, so that way there's a path forward for if somebody wants to open a sober home here in Mulberry. And then we're also adding the required by state law provision that if there's something in your land development code that constitutes a bar to opening one of these homes, that they can, the owner or the operator can apply for a reasonable accommodation analysis and review of that. And seek one and have a hearing on it. So that's what this ordinance does.
What's your pleasure, Commissioner?
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Smith, seconded by Commissioner McDonald. Anybody in the audience wish to speak to it?
Can I ask a question?
Yes, come up here.
Sean Atkins, 309 9th Street. Do we have any certified sober houses in Mulberry?
I don't know the answer to that. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't believe we do. Ron, do we?
Do we have any on the docket coming?
No, this is another requirement.
This is another,
From the state.
all right, very good.
It's a thou shalt, yes. That's right. Yeah.
Very good, thank you.
Ready to vote? All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passed. And the last one.
Thank you, Mayor. The last item of formal business tonight is ordinance ORD 2025-12, an ordinance of the City of Mulberry, Florida relating to local government land regulation, implementing subsection 166.033 sub 1 Florida Statutes 2025, creating section 80103 of the Unified Land Development Code of the City of Mulberry, Florida, requiring the city to specify minimum information in writing that must be submitted with certain applications for land development approval, providing for codification in the Unified Land Development Code of the City of Mulberry, Florida, providing for an effective date.
What's this?
Mayor, this is another, I guess I used the words thou shalt earlier from the State House. The legislature in 2025 mandated that we give certain information to land development applicants within 5 days of their request. Or if we're having a pre-development meeting, we let them know what are the application contents and what they need to have in order to bring a complete application to the city. What we've done here is taken magic language that the state has used that they did not define, and we've defined what that means for local purposes. So zoning approval, rezoning approval, subdivision approval, certification, special exception, variance. We've stated what those are and where they're found in our code. And we've also, there's instruction in this ordinance that the city manager through his designee, which we assume will be the planning division or the planning department, will create a minimum information statement so we can post it to the website, hand it out to applicants, hand it out at meetings, and basically have the state comply with the state law.
Okay. Clear as mud, everybody, right?
You know, all of the information is in the code, but this essentially is, I don't want to say it. It's developers want a summary as opposed to having to look in the code. They want you to tell them what you have to provide, what they have to provide, as opposed to looking it up and trying to figure it out themselves. So
What's
it's
your
a
pleasure?
keep it open up.
Second.
I heard Smith again, and then I heard Neal, I guess. Do I? Yeah. All right, anybody in the audience wish to speak to this? Once, twice, 3 times sold. All in favor say aye. Aye. Anybody down here gonna vote? I hear no nays, so we approve.
Mayor, that actually concludes all of our compliance regulation with the 2025 legislature, which is good. So I congratulate you on reaching that milestone.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Like we had a choice, thou shalt.
Hey, you're one of the first in the county to make everything happen, so.
Discussion and action CFRPC Planning Advisory Services Agreement for 25-26.
Yeah, as most of you know, and I was gonna bring this up a little bit later, but Ron Borchers is retiring for the 3rd or 4th time.
Darn it.
And Ron agreed to give me 5 years, and that was almost 8 years ago. And he has now decided that he is gonna enjoy his retirement. So, what we did prior to Ron coming here with us, he came originally part-time and then moved into full-time when things really ramped up, is we had the CFRPC, the Central Florida Regional Planning Council, do our sort of our planning work for us, our mapping, our GIS stuff, and reviewed some various things. And Ron actually worked there. That's where we got acquainted with him. So, and we continue to have a contract with them to do a lot of the mapping and GIS type stuff anyway. So we pay them about $10,000 a year currently. So this is, we did reach out, Ron and I, to Jennifer at the CFRPC, and this is the quote they gave us to resume those services in Ron's absence. And we will continue that unless we feel that we need to hire a full-time planner again. But they'll do plat reviews, et cetera, and as well as we can send some of that stuff to our engineering firm. Bonnie will continue to do what she did for years by herself, which is review some of the permitting stuff and so on. She can be an immediate local contact for people and the liaison between them and our building official and the CFRPC. So we're gonna kind of go back to where we were, but they're gonna increase their scope of services to us. Of course, along with that, you know, they ceased doing that work for us almost 8 years ago, so the price has gone up a little bit. So we're going from $10,000 that we're currently paying for some small amount of work to $35,000 for bulk of the work that will absorb most of what Ron does. And again, Bonnie will pick up where she did before, and our engineering firm under contract will do the rest. And then if we need to hire another planner, again, we can hire. The planners are hard to find. Good, excellent planners like Ron are really hard to find with, 75 years of experience. But finding a replacement for him would be difficult, and whether or not we determine whether we need a full-time or part-time planner, we'll have to just let the dust settle on that one a little bit.
Do we need to take any action there, or this is just information for us?
You need to take action because of the amount. Yeah.
I'll bring the motion to the floor.
Is this a yearly contract?
Yes.
We
Yes.
can break it anytime?
Uh,
Every year?
You can break it any time.
Yeah,
Four payments.
it's a 30-day notice to break. There's 4 payments, and typically if you decide to transition away from these types of services and contracts, they'll prorate it. Yeah. And if for example, you hire a planner and an effective date, you may want to keep them on to help transition things too. So they'll sometimes not insist upon the 30-day window if there's extenuating circumstances, but the agreement can be terminated basically by mutual agreement or upon 30 days notice.
And that's in the documents
It-
that are attached.
Yeah, it's a standard CFRPC contract.
In the like the GSI work or GIS work, that type of stuff, we don't have the software training, in-house stuff to do that anyway, so they would continue to do at least that much for us.
Right. Right. I would imagine there could be an amendment that would reduce the sum of money. Yeah.
I heard a motion by Commissioner Devine. Do I hear a second?
What was that motion?
To increase this money to that
Approve the agreement.
CFRPC, Central Florida Regional Planning Commission.
Yeah, I made the motion.
I'll second it. Yeah, I guess I didn't understand it. Okay.
The motion made by Commissioner Devine, seconded by Commissioner Ayersman. Is there anybody in the audience wish to speak to this? See if none, we'll vote. All in favor say aye. Opposed? It's passed. Thank you.
So can I say something in regards to that?
Yes,
So we are getting under contract with the Central Florida Regional Planning Committee. Is that what it's called?
Commission.
Commission, okay.
Yes.
So that, in my mind, is letting developers know that we are still
open to develop.
Yeah, there'll be no change, there'll be a smooth transition, I'm certain. Ron has said he'll be there to help out with that, phone call and that kind of stuff, so, as I said, Ron did quite a few minutes before, so.
City Clerk, can you, put that in the record, please, verbatim?
Well, excuse me,
Go ahead.
but wasn't there a lady that used to do that stuff that Mr. Walters filmed? We paid like $25,000.
That was for the CRA finding the necessity study and master plan. That was Lisa Frazier. She moved over to the East Coast somewhere. I think she's in.
Yeah, he should come in there.
When did he put in his notice? When's his last day?
Do what?
When's his last day?
The day of our employment. So we'll all have a chance to say goodbye to him the day of our employee function. This is Ron's last official meeting here in the city.
John, would you bring me to sign this sheet, please? Sergeant Rice tucked back in that corner.
John Wiseman needs to come up and go wait that on. Please come just talk to the commission for a minute. You could.
Come on, John, Wasman. Okay, yeah. Thank you.
Good evening, John Watson, Finance Director. Rick Janey and I met with the loan team from Citizens Bank this afternoon late, and we are trying to move the City Hall complex master loan further along, and we had a meeting today to discuss that. And the current loan that we have, the $5 million gap loan, will mature in about 2.5 weeks and will be due to be repaid in its full amount, which is $5 million plus interest. That was recommended after discussion with them that we extend the current program that we're on right now with $5 million and extend it for another 6 months to give us some additional time to pull together the additional financial information and pull that together so we get it into a package so that we can get that final package submitted over to bond council so that they can review it so that we can move this along. So all I'm asking for tonight is that we need to do an amendment to the current resolution to extend the interest period for another 6 months, which we will just continue to pay interest only on this $5 million. And that's where we're at right this minute. So Drew, Misty will probably be reaching out to you tomorrow on this, because we'd like to bring this extending resolution back at our next meeting on December 16th.
Right, that's what's gonna have to happen there.
So there's nothing we can do tonight?
No, there has to be a written resolution
Right.
to adjust the financing.
We've been talking with bond council about this in September.
Okay.
So we're expecting something like this to move forward, yeah.
So we borrowed $5 million as sort of a bridge loan to get us the construction started, the design work started, the land clearing, et cetera. We probably paid half or so far. But because there have been some delays on the project, we anticipated having a large loan together. This is just gonna get thrown in as part of a large $30 million loan. It's $5 million. But because this is maturing before we get that large loan all put together, all the little ins and outs of it, because that's a little bit of a nuanced procedure. This is just so we don't have to make any payments on it other than interest payments, which is what we've done.
Sounds good. Move for approval?
This will be thrown.
I don't think we need a motion.
Oh, no, this will come back in
This is
2 weeks with a
information.
resolution.
That's right.
It's just
We don't have to vote
information.
on the resolution.
That's
You
right.
know, that is coming. Thank you, John.
Yes, sir.
Moving to, I didn't see names on the sign-in sheet for this meeting. Sean, you were on one of them. Did you need to say something?
Very well written.
If you want to speak tonight, you did.
We'll blame that on Florida State instead of.
And just, let Sean finish and
Yeah,
then.
we're gonna support him, we're not saying anything, we just.
Oh, okay. Well, come on.
Come on, concern, so we just
Y'all
gonna
gonna do
support.
it together? Okay.
He gonna do the talking. His name?
That's it. And you got that right.
Well, the reason she didn't have her normal meeting is because we all know that,
Concern, so.
we all know where she's coming from. I'm not gonna talk to anybody tonight except for you and you personally, only for personal reasons. Family, and an extreme amount of gratitude, and I'll start off by saying, man to man, face to face, I owe you an apology. When I first met you, we didn't start off in the best foot, and that's my fault. You responded exactly the way local government's supposed to respond, and you handled my concerns, the ones you can, we're working on, okay? So, there's still a few things that I think we may be low on tire pressure, but I don't wanna throw the car away, Rick, okay? And what scares me is first of all, I wanna speak about the positives. You save the city, we know all of that. That's would fulfill any one person's resume. I mean, what a heck of an accomplishment, both of them. There's no doubt about it. Chief of Police moved in from me, and I don't want to get off on this, when I was 8 years old. Okay, so I saw how some things were starting to happen. I had an invalid brother for 30 years my parents took care of. I was the only person that could come back and they could trust, because it was 1,000% care. We lose that. We lose fire departments. We have scandal after scandal after scandal. We've had city managers and some mayors who are friends, foes, family, and it's been a disaster. And what you did was you brought in a comforting, consistent confidence to the city that allowed us to be able to take deep breaths. And then along with that was your brain power, where you were able to facilitate us going from negative to positive. I mean, and we now have motivation and some continuity, and we're on track, and we're having momentum for the first time in decades. And what scares me is, and if you're burned out, dude, then I totally get it. If you're burned out, I mean, my age, you know, I'm now antique blonde, as I call it. But you have things happen, but good bosses hire good managers. Good managers hire good people. And you've got these folks. You got these folks. You got these folks. I've talked to 20, 25 people all over the city, and none of them think that me speaking tonight was gonna move the needle 1 millimeter. But not one person said I shouldn't speak, and not one person wants you to leave. I think that the third C is after the consistency and the confidence that you have, because now people can come up like Chelsea and say, hey, I want to do, let's do. All right. That's a mark of another thing. And I know that seems like you might be burned out, but you're going to miss those points. I can tell you with some of the forced retirement I've been in. So I want you to please give that some thought. But if you're burned out, dude, I just want to say this. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for what you've done for the city of Mulberry. I'm scared to death if you're going to leave in 53 days versus having the last C would be the celebratory to have you stand out there and be the guy, that's your vision. We jumped on board. Okay, you're the man of action and ideas, and all of a sudden we're willing to jump on that. And we want to see it happen. But if you're going to leave and we're looking around, well, Rick, come up and say something, wherever. I mean, that's your day. That's your day. And I wanna see that. If you wanna resign that night, then do whatever you wanna do. I wanna see that happen. I think that we would be doing a disservice. So with that, that's all. That's the 3 C's, and you gave me 3 C's that I've never forgiven you for, that we'll talk about.
I didn't give grades, you weren't.
So. Truth hurts. So, thank you very much. I love everybody, so thank you all.
Jerry earned his too. Oh, let's start with our commission comments. Coach Smith, you wanna start?
Sure.
Pull that microphone down so people can hear you. Speak up.
I really want to thank, Mr. Borchman for stepping in when he did and really helped the city. With this full city, Mr. Johnson's, getting carried away here. Leadership, a lot of what one man just said, help all that to come true. So I just wanted to thank him, let him know that for myself, I really appreciate all the work that you've done since you've been a part of this city. And we hope that you enjoy your vacation. I might catch up with you pretty soon. That's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Everett?
I'm gonna miss you, but I wish you the best. Enjoy. That's all.
Thank you. Mr. Devine?
Yield till the end.
Commissioner Garcetti?
Wow, probably said enough tonight, but I'm still assimilating everything, and Ron, I'm sorry to see you go. Rick's leaving, you're leaving, why don't we all just and I appreciate all the good words said, thank you. And I do have my 6 tickets for the Elvis show. So looking forward to that.
I do too. Commissioner Devine?
Oh, I'm
McDonald, I'm sorry.
I just wanted to let the board know, I'm on the public policy at the Lakeland Realtors Association, and they're probably gonna be reaching out to each one of you so that they could be a contact to you if you ever have some kind of real estate question. They just wanna get involved with the cities more. So an agent will reach out to each one of you. I don't know which ones, but they have all of the names of the people that are a city commissioner, and then they're just there to support you if you have any type of, like I said, real estate questions. It's a new item that they're trying to bring and get involved in the community more and be more of a help. Mr. Johnson, I think, did somebody speak to you about the lights by the daycare and Ballers Baseball? They're out, they're trying to figure out who are.
I've seen some stuff on social media about the lights. I think the mayor responded to it once. The standard, if you're talking about the Tico lighting that's out on the street.
Is it Tico?
Yeah, well, it should be Tico, and there's a number on there that they can call.
On the concrete poles, cause they're not.
Tag on there. If they're speaking about the lights in the actual plaza, those would be the responsibility of the owner of the business, and which I believe is Yogi Patel owns that lot. And I know when I drive by there, it's pretty dark in there, and there's probably just a matter of maybe changing some light bulbs underneath there. I really wish that they would be in touch with him. I'm not sure what lighting he has in the parking lot, that he would have to install himself or maintain. I don't know if there's lights there.
These are concrete ones that look like the same ones that go all the way down.
Yeah, some of those, the easiest way to tell is if they're turned, sometimes they're turned where the light pole is actually over the business or the home, the property owners that have it.
It's on
pay
the
detriment. I mean, they're on the street, but they're still turned inward, so they can pay to have those in. I'm not sure about those, if they're burned out, if they were to contact Tico, and I believe actually we did do that. Have we not, John, already with that?
Correct.
And so they've not responded, they're not, you know.
Okay, so try Tico again.
I'll give you an example. There's a light pole between my church and where that new laundromat's going in. It has 2 lights on it. Both of those are Tico lights. And the one on our side is paid for by my church. The one on that side is paid for by that laundromat, but they turned it off
Right.
when Tico went out, because they stopped paying for it, so that one got turned off, that's why that one's not burning.
Okay.
And every Tico light has a 10-digit number on it. And you can call, or you can, I think you can do it online and put in that 10-digit number, and they'll ask you the location, the nearest cross street, and, 2 or 3 weeks, somebody will come out and change and fix it.
Hopefully. I know they were having some issues with the bulbs, they were getting those blue ones, they said they were coming in from China, so they stopped.
Yeah, the ones that are blue are bad. I know Mulberry likes them because of Mulberry blue, but,
What if the lights burned out?
but the ones that are blue are bad. And the thing that aggravates me about it, Dawn, is like going up 37 here toward Walmart. To me, you know, in the last 3 years, some trouble guy has ridden down that road and seen that there's a light that's not even there, it's blown off. There's the pole's hanging out and there's 2 wires hanging out. You think they would say, oh golly, you know, there's a light I need to change. But no, they can't do that, somebody's gotta report it.
And so, anyway, to answer your question, no one's reached out to me, I just happened to see it on social media. We've tried to correct it on our end.
Sorry.
Often the residents get faster action than the municipalities do, I have no idea why that is.
Okay, I'll remind them, I thought they sent a message in, but I'll remind them. I guess, Mr. Ron, congratulations, I really enjoyed getting to know you better when I was on planning and zoning. You always came up and spoke nice things of us for serving on that committee, and I really do miss that board a lot, but I enjoyed you there. So enjoy your retirement, and then this is just for since we have that new subdivision, people have been there over a year, just a reminder to, after a year, you usually have, warranties for 1 year and 10 years, so always just do your inspection before they expire, so that way you can get something fixed not on your dime, hopefully, and that's it.
If I could jump on one of John's questions here real quick. Who's responsible for the lights in front of Toppers and the city lights?
That's what we're talking.
Yeah.
That's what she's talking about.
And
I
that's
assume
still not-
that guy that owns that shopping center is.
Yeah. We've been trying to get them lit up.
Yeah.
It's dangerous in that parking lot.
Where Toppers is, that's J.B. Steinbauer represents all that property.
Whoever.
Right, but the poles, they look like the same exact ones that are all the way down the street. But we can look again.
All right, Mr. Glenn.
Well, thank the Lakeland Board of Realtors for their offer to answer any real estate questions I may have. Give them my city commission cell phone number, but I do work with Paul and Kathy Shalou, they're Mulberry in and out. Just want to give them a shameless plug, and I'll see them next week with the rest of y'all. Y'all know I like to speak about home rule. I'm not gonna beat that horse up again. Ron, I'll echo the sentiments of the commission, you know, looking forward to, I'm sure you're looking forward to your retirement. Thank you for your service to the city over these last several years. I just want to remind every elected official who sits behind the dais that the words we say can be used in the future. So be careful on what you say on social media, publicly, because it may come back in the future. That's right. So just a warning to all the commissioners there. Looking forward to the next couple of weeks with the Merry and Bright Christmas cookie stroll, the parade in Village, the employee luncheon. Ms. Taylor? One thing you had today, you have it every time you speak. Passion and love. You love this community. You have seen this community come a long way in the 13 years that our city manager has been our city manager. You hate to see him go like the rest of us will hate to see him go. And I'll say that and segue into this. And I'm going to keep on saying this publicly. I don't think it's necessary to go out to an executive search committee if we've got somebody who is willing to be an intern for 6 months and let Jane decide whether or not she would like to take the full-time position or not. What do we have to lose? She's got the institutional knowledge, got the relationships. She's got the structure that Rick has built over the last 13 years. So, I'm sure I'll have an opportunity to speak about this again. With that said, that's my comments, Mr. Mayor.
Are we planning a workshop on that?
Yes.
Yes.
And what is that date, please?
Yes, thank you. Yeah. Preview of my report, Commissioner Barsati, but we were able to set a date for a workshop with an executive recruiter to present to you next Tuesday, 5 o'clock, December 9th.
Hi, and it falls to me, a couple things. I wanted to, of course, Ron, I've known Ron since his girls were in high school, so he and I go way back, and he knows my love for his whole family, really, not just him, but anyway. I talked to a young lady that's a reporter for the Lakeland Sun this week. She wanted to know about the bomb shelter, and I was telling her about it, and she said to me, and she used the word that the Channel 13 lady used, and I didn't correct the Channel 13 lady, about who discovered it or when was it discovered. Well, I don't know that it was ever discovered. It was unearthed. If you've lived in Mulberry as long as I have, or your whole life, which a couple of you have out there, most of us knew that there were several bomb shelters in and around Mulberry, and knew that there was one out there. So it wasn't really discovered, it was just unearthed. So enough said about that. I wanted to remind the commissioners that next Wednesday is the Chamber of Commerce breakfast. A week from tomorrow. It's the second Wednesday this month, not the third Wednesday, because the high school chorus comes and sings Christmas carols, and by the third Wednesday, they're out of school. So they can't come on that, or won't come on that Wednesday. So the second Wednesday chamber breakfast is always a good one to be. It's nice to hear those kids singing, and the lady that does the high school chorus is very good at what she does. And the last time I heard them sing was at Veterans Day at the high school, and of course, like I said, they always do a great job. And thing I was gonna say was about, Rick's replacement, and don't know who that's gonna be or what, but it's nice that we have seen a professional manager here, and now we know what we want to replace him. And, that's a good thing, because we've seen a good person doing a good job. And I too hate to see him go. I don't wanna see him go, but I understand when you reach a certain stage, you gotta retire. I retired from principal. I enjoyed what I did too, but there comes a time when you gotta go. And if he's gotta go, I'm gonna send him off with best wishes and all that. But we've seen what we like, and we wanna continue that. And I understand that, and I think every citizen in this city and everybody that works for this city can agree with that. With that, I will turn it over to our city manager.
Thank you, and thank you all for nice words. And Sean, I just look like this all the time. I'm not necessarily burned out. I just look but thank you all for the kind words, and I think that there are things in place now that hopefully the majority or all of the commission agree with, as far as the direction of the city in terms of programming, et cetera. The other improvements that are done here that will continue on well past me, and if you agree with that, then please hire somebody that will keep that going. And made it known that I will be available by phone or whatever to continue to do whatever throughout any transition period.
Even on approved?
Yeah, get the internet package.
Okay.
Also, I just want to remind everybody that, I think somebody mentioned it, might have been, well, y'all mentioned different parts of it, but Neil mentioned, what we have going on in the next couple of weeks. We have the cookie stroll, the employee luncheon, which is a big thing. That's our awards program and everything, as well as, there's a lot of planning that goes into that. Believe it or not just slopping down some food. I mean, there's a lot of other things that are put together to make that successful. We have the Christmas parade and village, which draws thousands of people. And we work hard to improve upon that every year. So I just want you to make sure you recognize how hard the staff works to make that successful. And that we've had meeting after meeting after meeting. We do this every year. We start meeting on that probably May or June, what's coming up. And Chelsea puts together a theme, and we support what's going on, and we bring all the parts together, Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and the rental of the golf carts, every little thing that has to be done, the electrical work that's always done at Spence Field, and they added more this year, and every year we try to improve upon the last year. So Ron, I think I already said that I'm gonna miss your brother a lot. We've had some heartfelt, middle of the night conversations on the phone. Because we love the city, so. McKeel Academy, Mulberry, is hard at work. Most of the demolition inside is done. Currently, they're beginning to start to put it back together to whatever their thing is, so just so you all know that that's coming. And they were very concerned when they started that they weren't gonna have very many people apply for it, because there's maybe an oversaturation, or people didn't understand it, or the area wasn't gonna support it. But we went way out of our way. We let them set up a couple days at Depot 303 and information days. We also, more importantly, Chelsea strategically placed their information tent considering a month ago, they didn't think they were gonna have enough, so that's a big deal, jumping over that. Municipal complex, you can see up there, there's not much to update other than the financial stuff. You see them throwing dirt around up there, the tortoises are protected finally. And that's just moving along. We're cobbling together, the finances of that. That's what we met with the bank a little bit about, and I'll meet with Jared, with our finance director, about that. I have one more thing that I don't like to spring upon anybody. Sergeant Wright is leaving.
Huh?
She's accepted a position at the academy.
Well, it's full of good news, aren't we?
I'm sorry to do that, but we don't know when she's leaving, and so this may be her last meeting, it may not be. She has said she will be here for the parade and all the stuff, the employee luncheon and all that, to make sure she's here for the continuity. But, how those things work, she could be gone middle of next week and we wouldn't know. I met with her potential replacement. He's like a fun young man. But this is a difficult thing, I know, for a lot of you, so I did not want to have you just look up and see her no longer here, so. We're gonna miss her, so she'll be at the employee luncheon for us. Just give her an official goodbye if she's still here. She may still be here for another few weeks after that, we don't know, nobody knows. I spoke with her this afternoon, and we both felt that it was important to let you know, so that you didn't just suddenly see her gone and not caring enough to tell you that she was leaving. So, and she begged me not to have her come up. As much as she could. I'm sure you'd like to talk to her. I mean, you're certainly welcome to talk to her, say whatever you want to say, but, she's been a big part of the community since Lieutenant Rhodes left. She's been here for the last 3 years or so.
Done a great job.
So, this opportunity arose. She had never planned on leaving Mulberry, I guess. We're gonna retire up here. But she's been teaching at the academy for quite a while. And this is where her heart is. So, we all have a chance to talk to her one-on-one. Anyway, I don't think I have anything else. I know John and a lot has come up here already. We've done I don't have a whole ton of notes, but that's about all I got. And I just want to tell you that I do love this city. I don't want to leave, even though everybody here is paranoid and built all those bomb shelters all those years. It is time in my personal life that I do need to step down. And, the success of the city is the commission, the employees, even I see Jerry Woods out there insisting on some quality of life programming when he hired me. He did bring it up. And so that was my marching orders. I haven't had to look back since. And all you gotta do is look at the city calendar to see what's going on. I had my marching orders, the directors had their marching orders, and the staff, and everybody, for the most part, really enjoys working here and being part of this Mulberry miracle, the turnaround. It's not me, it's not one person. It's, tribute to you all, the citizens that have supported it, the commission, everybody, so.
It's because of your vision, or we wouldn't have done it.
Well, we knew what it didn't want to be.
Yeah, we did.
We didn't want to be the punchline to a joke anymore. So, we're not now, so, that's in our past. So, I
formal tonight. We've just been wrapping up the, all the business dealing with the legislature, et cetera, and all that. We are working still on the sound ordinance. We'll have that back for you probably in January. I did hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving and the holiday season has started well for everyone. Ron, I've already expressed my thanks to you for the past few years working hand in glove with the legal office and the planning team, trying to make the city move forward. Certainly miss you. Wish you all the best in your retirement. I certainly don't have anything else to say at this point, but appreciate everything.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
City
All right.
Clerk?
As I pass out an updated calendar, but, that next Tuesday, the 9th, we do have that workshop. It has been, it'll be advertised in the paper this week, as well as it's on the website and such, also, so that the community can participate in that if they would like. And just as a reminder, I'm not sure the workshop we had previously, it was discussed that you all were talking about taking action based on, did you wanna wait and do that, or did y'all wanna go ahead and do that tonight? The workshop, when they.
The legislative
they
one?
have the election, it is,
No.
they will recommend
Yeah,
taking action.
oh, that's actually a very valid point. So,
Yeah.
because, so everyone knows, there was a workshop at 4:30 today as supervisor of election. Bell had come and I guess she's proposing to move the municipal elections back from April back to November. So the various cities that are affected by this have been discussing it at meetings, et cetera. So the commission did schedule a workshop this afternoon. They met in the sunshine here, an advertised workshop. Not a lot of folks can necessarily make it at that time, but a couple of citizens that were here, and the commission appeared to not be interested, but I don't know. But I guess at this point, did they do a negative vote to not move the elections, Drew?
No.
Vote to keep it where it is.
Yeah, you could if you want to make a statement on that. I mean, I think so here's sort of how things are falling out, right? Some cities have considered ordinances and moved them forward. Lake Alfred, for example, is moving forward with changing its elections. Some cities have considered ordinances and received citizen pushback. Dundee is one of those that we knew. They actually withdrew an ordinance by a positive vote in order to continue with the April elections. Here, if there's no desire to change anything, there's no need to take any action. And so I simply think that a reflection of a discussion in the minutes is enough. We would have to do something positive to move forward with a change, and if you don't want to do that, I won't prepare anything and nothing will happen. We'll still have our elections in April. But certainly, I know that the supervisor has said she'll support that, and then it's up to it's really the decision of the city commission, and the voters of the city on what they prefer.
Well, we came to a consensus during the workshop to leave it alone. So, and some of the reason, I'll give the group that's here a little bit of reasoning behind that. Some of it was because of, well, one of my concerns was when you have it in April, then the people that care about the city are the ones that come out and vote. But our new supervisor of elections, Ms. Bell, she was trying to move it to she thought maybe moving it to November, we'd have more people come out, because that's normally a time when you think about elections. This is, the second Tuesday after the first Monday, or something like that.
First Monday after the first Tuesday of the first Monday.
There you go.
Yeah.
In November. And I don't know. But anyway, the city would have to change. Right now, all the elected officials are on 3-year terms.
Right.
And for us to go to odd year elections in November, that would either have to be changed to 2 years, back to 2 years, or go to 4 years. And right now, 3 3 years is working for Mulberry.
Right.
And that came about as, at the last charter review thing that we did.
Mayor, that's a good point. In the 2018 Charter Review Committee, we considered whether they would recommend 3 years or 4-year terms.
Correct.
They knew there was a change from 2, and there was fierce debate in the 2018 committee, and the committee ultimately settled on 3 years, and that was voted by the public. The extension change brings up a good point. Bartow, for example, has 3-year terms. Their commission desires to move to November elections and align that with Winter Haven and Lakeland. But to do so, they know they'd have to change their charter to 4 years. So they're going to put the idea is to put a charter amendment on the ballot this April to make that call in the city of Bartow, whether they would vote in a 4-year term. But they're not addressing an April election right now. They're going to wait until they know whether the term will be changed. Right.
But that's the general thinking behind it, and, we thought 3 years was working for Mulberry. And one of my colloquialisms is, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So we're gonna leave it alone.
And plus Jen did a record of
Yes, she did.
if there was a savings or not, so she ran the numbers for us, and we went over that as well.
That's pretty much a wash.
Yeah. It's going to be a charge.
Okay. Did you have anything else? Commissioners, anything before we close? Thank you for coming. We stand adjourned.